Welcome back, Whistle Watchers. Hey, what a great weekend of Six Nations, a shock win, and plenty of big decisions to talk about as well. Let's get straight into it. Well, how about we start Whistle Watch this week up in Murrayfield? Two good talking points to have a look at. What about the Duhan van der Merwe? Penalty try or no penalty try? Well, let's have a look what happens. So we have a cynical act. So we have an Irish player chasing the ball, and van der Merwe, he then nudges him out of the way. So we do have foul play, and because of where it is, it's an attacking movement, it's close to the try line, so we certainly have a yellow card as well. There's no doubt about that. The next big question is this: do you think that the Irish player would have probably scored? That's the key word. Not definitely, not possibly, maybe, probably scored. And if you look at the bounce of the ball has actually bounced away from him and travels towards and goes into in goal. Now, if the ball had just been dribbling straight in front of him, there'd been a good argument that he probably would have got to that ball and then he would have landed up with a penalty try. But as the ball bounces away, the officials, quite rightly so, deemed that this occasion the try would have maybe been scored, but not probably, and that is the key. So, correct, good decision by the officials, penalty, yellow card, but no penalty try. Let's have a look at Robbie Henshaw's tackle. Now, if a player goes to tackle a player, so you're going to make a tackling action, and whilst making that tackling action, your hand hits the ball and the ball goes forward, it is not a deliberate knock-on unless you're making an unnatural tackling action. So, if Robbie Henshaw goes in and leaves this hand out a little bit in the hope, I'm going to hit that ball maybe, but it will look like I'm making a tackle, then you have a deliberate knock-on. If you think that he's just making a normal tackle, so his actions are perfectly normal to make a tackle, and whilst doing that, whilst he's wrapping, he hits the ball, then we don't have foul play, we don't have a deliberate knock-on, we just have a knock-on. This is a very interesting one, because some of you think that hand was just a little bit too far out to make it a natural action, and therefore some of you think that it's a deliberate knock-on, where the on-field officials and many others think that it was a natural action, and therefore not cynical and just a deliberate knock-on. It's a very, very interesting one. Do you think that hand was hanging out a little bit? It's a good one to have a look at again, isn't it? But there we go. That's the on-field decision for you, and you can't argue with the officials if they feel it was a natural action. Let's head over to Allianz and let's have a look at the throw-in by Mavaka from France. Now, the laws change in the line-out. We're quite all aware of that now, that the throw-in does not have to be straight if the opposition are not competing for the ball. But if the ball is thrown to the man in the front, directly to the man in the front, or over the 15, then the ball still has to be straight, whether there is a competition for it or not. The other point is, are you allowed to throw the ball in underhand? Yes, you are. There's nothing in the law that says which way you must throw the ball in. It's just that you comply with the law. It travels 5 meters. It must still go down the middle if it's going to the front man or over the 15. But anywhere else in the line out, if the opposition are not competing, then it's the new law applies. So on this occasion, the ball, if it is thrown not straight to the front, then it should be an option scrum or line out to England. Well, let's head over to Rome then, and we all know what happened over there. And since we've heard that Gatland has also departed as the Welsh coach. Sad days, because he was a great servant to Welsh rugby with huge success over the period he was here. And I'm sure that we all in Wales wish him the very, very best on whatever is next for him. Let's go to what happens on the field then, the Josh Adams tackle and foul play. Very, very interesting one. So, do we have foul play? Yes, we certainly do, because Adams is running at pace, not that that makes any difference, and as he goes to make the tackle, we have head contact. So it's gone to the yellow card threshold, it's gone to the bunker. The key thing is here now then is a mitigation. Now, if you felt that Adams was reckless, so he was always illegal, he was doing nothing legal, heading in with the head, heading with the shoulder, the mitigation won't play part. On this occasion, he's running in legally, so he's going to make a legal wrap or tackle, so we don't have any legal action, so mitigation does not come into it that. So the only mitigation that comes in here is it a sudden drop of height or direction by the ball catcher, and has Adams gone down low enough to avoid the risk of making head contact? If he has, then mitigation will come into it. And then you can also contribute as well if they felt there was a low degree of danger. That would play a part as well, and therefore it would remain on the yellow card as it is. But the question for you here is, was Adams low enough? Did he go in low enough? Did he do everything he could to avoid that head contact? Was a mitigation from the ball carrier? It's a very, very interesting one. The yellow card was a decision on the day, but we want to make the game safer. So the key message to the player is get lower, avoid the risk. And I would say that on this occasion, Josh Adams is very, very fortunate that he did not land up with a red card. On another day, it probably would have been. Well, Wales are about to score. We were all cheering, but it was chalked off a double movement, the Freddie Thomas try or non-try. So was the referee correct? Well, even as a Welshman, he was, because Freddie Thomas is tackled just short. Now, what he can do, two things. You're running at speed and you tackle short, and the momentum, the speed is still travelling, means the momentum now carries you on or over the try line. You place the ball down. That means it's momentum, so it's not double movement. Even though you tackle short, the try would stand. Or if you tackle short, and your next movement would be to place the ball. So you hit the ground, but you can reach out and place the ball to score a try on the line or anywhere beyond it. If you do that, then it's not double movement, the try would stand. But if you look at Freddie Thomas here, he's tackled just short, and what does he do? He uses his body to propel himself forward a little bit more and then places the ball. So then you have a movement before the act of placing the ball. So a good decision, a correct decision by the match officials on this one, and a try chalked off. Tom Rogers, interesting one here for you, because the referee says play on. Now, the referee feels there's no foul play here because the Italian ball carrier is dropping. So he thinks there's no foul play, he plays on. The TMO has all the angles, can look at the delay screen, makes a good, quick interaction with the referee and says, hang on, there is head contact, we do need to look at this. So they decide that even though Tom Rogers' tackle was upright, and there is head contact, there is foul play, there is mitigation. The mitigation was the Italian ball carrier was dropping. And for that reason, and the low degree of danger, we have a penalty only. Remember the key thing here, if Tom Rogers' actions were always illegal, so he's not going to make a legal tackle, then that ball carrier mitigation does not play a part. But on this occasion it does, and penalty only. Good way of showing how the TMO works in the background when the referee sees a different picture on the field. And that's it for Whistle Watch this week. Plenty to talk about, plenty to keep you debating, I'm sure. Right, my favourite part of the week, your Emirates fans questions. At Alstalad2256 asks, is a 50-22 still on from a free kick? Yes, it is. You can still take 50-22 from a free kick, but remember the ball has to bounce before it goes into touch. The reason for this is because you have not taken the ball back into your own half. It's been kicked there by the opposition, hence you've called a mark. And when you bring it back to play, it's already in your half, and then you can kick it and it bounces in, then it will be a 50-22. We got an official comment here, maybe more than a question, from @LoveOfRugby podcast, and they say, don't think the world is ready for Ben Youngs as a referee. I disagree. I think they are. And I tell you what, Ben, come down here, I'll give you some tips on refereeing, and I'll give you some tips on farming as well. Okay? Bring your own whistle. @Thomas885D asks, hi there Nigel, hope all is well on the farm. Yes, all is well, thank you. And with the family? Yes, very well, thank you. Thanks for asking. I was wondering what your thoughts are on what are the core pillars that make a decent ref? Oh, a lot of things. Your understanding of the game, your ability to believe in what you are doing even when the world thinks you're wrong. You have to put up with abuse. Not that it's nice, not that it's right, but it is part of the theatre, of the drama of the sport. When you go on the field, all the crowd will be shouting, every time referee, and you haven't even kicked off. So you have to put up with that. Your feel and communication with the players, your game management, so many things you need to make a top referee. And above all, enjoyment. It's got to be something that you are passionate and something you enjoy. J.Bird111 asks, hi Nigel, Did you watch the Super Bowl and the halftime show? Who would be your pick for a Rugby World Cup final halftime show? I didn't see the Super Bowl and I didn't see the halftime entertainment. What was it? I've just heard now from the production crew here that it was Kendrick Lamar. I have no idea who he or she is. Is she a singer or something? Or he or singer? Rapper? Certainly no rapping. I hate rapping. Garage music and rapping, I couldn't think of anything worse. Give me a Welsh choir any day. That's it for Emirates fans' question, but I got 2 video questions as well. So let's have a look at these, and they are from Max Brown and Ben John.
Ben John, the rugby trainer here. A quick question. If you were to restart rugby and start fresh, what laws would you get rid of because you think they affect the flow of the game, and what would you replace them with? Really looking forward to your answers. Cheers.
Oh, now then, that's a good question, Ben John. The first thing I do, I think, I would reduce the amount of substitutions. I think 8 players on the bench is too much. So I'd reduce that and reduce the way you can use them. So it can't be a tactical substitution. It can only be as it used to be years ago for an injured player. I think that would open the game up because you would have players then who would have to play 80 minutes, and instead of carrying 130 kgs, they may have to carry 115 kgs because they need to last the 80 minutes. And as well, I will get rid of the goal line dropout. I just don't like it at all. I don't think it's worked. I don't think it's brought anything positive to the game. So goal line dropout, get rid of it now, would be my view.
Hi Nigel, Max Brown here, rugby content creator, and my question to you is, TikTok is a huge platform now and I think it's really helping rugby. So are you active on these platforms? Do you ever watch TikTok or Instagram? And would we ever see Nigel Owens creating some TikTok videos? Do we do some trends or some fun content like that?
Oh, now then Max, you know what? I'm not on TikTok actually. I don't use TikTok. No particular reason, just you know, I'm just probably a bit too old maybe for it, am I? So I'm just on X and Instagram. Oh, and I still love the old Facebook. So I'm not on TikTok. No, I haven't really thought about it. I'm not sure I get time, Max, would I? But as I'm happy to do something if you give me a shout. What? I don't know. Maybe get the cows on it, is it? But I sometimes do get links sent to me from things on TikTok, and people tell me that I've been on TikTok, some of my videos. So I do watch a bit of content on it when it's sent to me, but I am not on TikTok myself. Something to think about. There we go. That's it. That's your Emirates fans questions for this week. Thanks for sending them in, and I'll be back next week to answer more of them. Well, the Six Nations are the best time of the year, particularly the rugby calendar. And here are my best 3 moments from the weekend just gone. Now let's start with Tom Curry's knee slide. After Baxter's try, what a celebration. I thought he was playing football then. Strong to the core, great slide. I'd give a 7 out of 10 myself. What about the Italian mascot? Now, it wasn't a good day for Wales in Rome, as I'm sure you're all aware by now, and the Italian anthem is one of those special ones. But did you see the pirouette by the young Italian mascot? What a brilliant dance move to go with a brilliant anthem. Don't ask me about my dancing moves because I haven't got any. I got 2 left feet. But that was one of the moments of the weekend. And what about Scotland, Ireland? I was up there working on Sunday, and a wonderful, wonderful moment. A sober moment maybe, but a wonderful moment before the game when we saw the great Chris Hoy bring on the match ball for the kickoff. Somebody who has been to the very, very top of his profession and now is helping others with the challenges that are ahead of him in the next few years, dealing and living with cancer. But what a wonderful tribute and moment that was, with the whole of the stadium on their feet applauding a truly remarkable man. A lovely moment there in Scottish rugby, and the whole of the rugby world and world rugby and everybody involved at Whistle Watch. Our thoughts are with you, Chris, on the difficult times ahead. That's it for this week. A break next week, but we'll be back the week after for more of the Six Nations, Emirates fans questions and Whistle Watch. See you then. Bye-bye.